Ladies and gentlemen, success is not about achieving something overnight. It's about consistency, determination, and learning from every step you take. Over the next 6 months, we will break down a plan that can help guide you towards the success you desire. It's about setting clear goals, staying focused, and pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone. Let's look at how you can achieve this. Setting clear, achievable goals. Success begins with clarity. If you don't know where you're going, how will you know when you get there? Setting clear, achievable goals is the first and most crucial step in your success plan. And no, it's not just about setting any goal. It's about setting the right kind of goal. A goal that is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. This method, known as SMART goals, is an easy way to break down your big dreams into actionable steps. When you start, take a moment to think about what you want to achieve in the next 6 months. Write it down. Make it clear and specific. Don't just say, "I want to be successful." Instead, say, "I want to increase my sales by 20%. Or I want to improve my physical health by exercising 5 times a week." This level of specificity gives you direction and purpose. Once you have your goal in mind, break it down into smaller milestones. Imagine your goal as a big mountain. Now think of the smaller rocks and steps that will help you get to the top. These smaller steps are easier to achieve, and they will build momentum as you go along. They also give you a way to measure your progress. Instead of looking at the end goal and feeling overwhelmed, look at the small tasks ahead of you. But here's the thing. Goals alone are not enough. You need to have a clear plan of action. How are you going to get from point A to point B? What daily or weekly habits will you need to develop to move forward? Create a step-by-step plan. For example, if you want to improve your health, your plan might include meal prepping on Sundays, working out on specific days, and tracking your meals with an app. These are actionable steps that you can follow consistently. While planning is important, you also need to be flexible. Sometimes life throws curveballs, and not everything will go according to plan. That's what matters, is that you remain focused on your long-term vision. Even when things get tough, adapt your plan as needed, but always keep your eye on the bigger picture. Don't let setbacks stop you from moving forward. Another thing to consider when setting goals is ensuring they are realistic. We all dream big, but it's important to be honest with yourself. Can you really achieve your goal within the time frame you've set? Is it within your capabilities right now, or will it require major changes to your current routine? It's not about making excuses, it's about making sure your goals are challenging, but still within reach. Also, don't forget to track your progress. Tracking is a powerful motivator. It reminds you of how far you've come and shows you where you need to improve. If you don't track your progress, you may miss out on some small victories along the way. Set up a weekly check-in where you evaluate what you've achieved and what still needs work. This is a critical part of staying accountable and motivated. In these 6 months, you will face challenges. You will have days when you feel like giving up, when you think your goal is too far out of reach. But this is when your clarity and commitment to your goals will truly make a difference. Keep pushing forward, even if it's one small step at a time. Remind yourself why you started and visualize the success you will achieve when you reach the top. Success is not just about reaching your goals. It's about the person you become along the way. By setting clear, achievable goals, you will not only move closer to your dreams, but you will also build the strength, discipline, and resilience you need to continue growing and succeeding in every area of your life. Building a routine is essential for long-term success. A routine is like the foundation of a house. It keeps everything stable and in place. Without a routine, things can easily become chaotic. You might have all the right intentions, but without a solid structure in place, it's easy to lose focus, miss deadlines, or feel overwhelmed. A good routine allows you to manage your time effectively, create space for important tasks, and stay on track toward your goals. When you start building your routine, it's important to understand that consistency is key. It's not about working harder, it's about working smarter and creating habits that align with your goals. If you try to do everything at once, it's easy to burn out. The key is to take small, manageable steps and build up from there. Start with the essentials. What are the top priorities you need to address every day? What activities will push you closer to your goal? Begin by identifying your most productive hours of the day. Some people work best in the morning, while others may feel more energetic at night. Pay attention to your energy levels and plan your most important tasks during those high energy periods. By aligning your tasks with your natural rhythm, you're more likely to get better results. If mornings are your best time, focus on important projects or decision-making tasks first thing. If you're more of a night owl, save the more routine or less demanding work for later in the day. Once you know your productive hours, start filling in your schedule with both work and rest. It might be tempting to work non-stop, especially when you have a lot on your plate. But remember that burnout is real. A good routine isn't about maximizing every single moment. It's about creating balance. Include time for breaks, meals, and relaxation. These moments of rest are just as important as the work itself. They help recharge your mind and body, making you more efficient when it's time to get back to work. The next step in creating a routine is to prioritize tasks. Not all tasks are created equal. Some will bring you closer to your goal faster than others. It's important to distinguish between urgent tasks and important tasks. An urgent task may feel like a priority, but if it doesn't contribute significantly to your long-term goals, it's worth reassessing. On the other hand, important tasks that align with your success plan should be at the top of your list, even if they don't have immediate deadlines. These are the tasks that will move the needle in the long run. Creating a routine also means setting boundaries. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. Social media, emails, and the constant flow of information can easily take up hours of your day. But if you want to stay on track, you need to protect your time. Set specific times for checking emails or scrolling through social media, and stick to them. You don't need to be on high alert 24/7. Your routine should help you manage distractions, not let them control you. Another crucial part of building a routine is establishing daily habits that support your goals. These habits don't have to be huge changes, but small, consistent actions that move you closer to where you want to be. For example, if your goal is to improve your fitness, make it a habit to exercise every day, even if it's just for 20 minutes. If you want to learn a new skill, dedicate a specific time each day to practice or study. These habits, when done consistently, compound over time and yield significant results. When building your routine, it's also important to be flexible. Life happens, and sometimes things don't go as planned. Don't be too hard on yourself if you miss a day or have to adjust your schedule. The key is to keep going. A rigid routine can lead to frustration, especially when unexpected events occur. Instead, adapt and get back on track as soon as possible. Flexibility allows you to stay grounded, even when things get messy. Don't forget to review your routine regularly. Your needs and priorities will change over time, so it's essential to assess what's working and what isn't. Maybe a new habit has emerged that needs to be prioritized, or perhaps you're finding certain tasks aren't as productive as you thought. Regular reviews help you tweak your routine to make it more efficient and aligned with your goals. Building a routine is not about creating a strict schedule that leaves no room for spontaneity. It's about creating a structure that supports your goals and makes your life easier. By committing to a routine, you're setting yourself up for success. The consistency, discipline, and balance that a routine provides are the building blocks of long-term achievement. Adapting and staying flexible is one of the most crucial skills to develop on the road to success. Life is unpredictable, and things rarely go according to plan. No matter how much you prepare or how diligent your efforts are, challenges, changes, and unforeseen circumstances are inevitable. The key to overcoming these challenges is adaptability. Being flexible means being able to adjust your approach when things don't go as expected. It means remaining open to change, learning from your experiences, and continuously evolving to meet new demands. One of the most important aspects of being adaptable is the ability to change your mindset when things don't go as planned. It's easy to become frustrated when things don't turn out the way you envisioned. You might feel disappointed, angry, or discouraged, but instead of allowing these emotions to take over, it's important to shift your perspective. Instead of seeing the situation as a setback, try to view it as a learning opportunity. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I approach this differently? By reframing challenges as opportunities for growth, you can move past feelings of frustration and focus on finding solutions. Another crucial part of adaptability is being willing to change your plans when necessary. Sometimes, no matter how much effort you put into planning, things will change beyond your control. This could be due to market shifts, changes in technology, or even global events that affect your industry. Instead of holding on to your original plan out of stubbornness, the ability to adjust to new circumstances is vital. Being rigid in your thinking can limit your success, while flexibility allows you to take advantage of new opportunities, explore different avenues, and pivot when necessary. When your original plan isn't working, it's important to assess what's happening and come up with a new approach. Staying flexible also means being open to feedback and criticism. It's natural to feel defensive when someone challenges your ideas, but feedback is one of the most valuable tools for growth. When you are adaptable, you welcome feedback as a means of improvement. Instead of being attached to your ideas, you are willing to listen, learn, and change based on new information. This openness can help you refine your strategies, correct mistakes, and ultimately increase your chances of success. Moreover, being flexible involves embracing the unknown. It's tempting to want everything to be predictable and certain, but the reality is that life and business are filled with uncertainty. Instead of resisting uncertainty or being paralyzed by fear, flexibility means accepting that you cannot control everything. You can't predict every outcome, and that's okay. What you can control is your reaction to the unknown. Flexibility means being comfortable with change and adapting to it with a positive attitude, even when things feel uncertain. It's about being able to thrive in an environment that's constantly evolving. Part of adaptability is also having the ability to bounce back from failure. It's not the failure itself that defines us, but how we respond to it. A rigid mindset would have you dwell on mistakes, but a flexible mindset encourages you to quickly learn from your failures and move on. Being able to bounce back from disappointment or failure with resilience and determination is a key aspect of success. When you adapt to the situation and don't let setbacks keep you down, you are much more likely to succeed in the long term. Another important element of adaptability is time management. When things change quickly, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, especially if you are juggling multiple tasks and responsibilities. However, a flexible approach to time management can help you stay on top of things. Instead of rigidly following a strict schedule, learn to prioritize and make adjustments as needed. Sometimes the most important tasks change in priority, and being flexible allows you to shift your focus when needed. This ability to reprioritize and be agile with your time is an essential skill for staying productive and efficient in a constantly changing environment. To be adaptable, you also need to be proactive. Waiting for things to happen or reacting only when a problem arises can leave you scrambling to catch up. Instead, adaptability requires you to stay ahead of the curve by anticipating changes and preparing for potential challenges. By being proactive, you can adjust your plans or strategies before things go wrong. This forward-thinking mindset allows you to be prepared for anything and gives you the flexibility to make adjustments as needed. Staying flexible means taking care of your mental and emotional well-being. Adaptability doesn't mean constantly changing your goals or plans just because things get difficult. It's about staying true to your core values while being flexible in your approach to achieving them. When you maintain a balanced mindset, you are more likely to handle unexpected changes with clarity and calm. Keeping a flexible attitude allows you to handle stress and uncertainty with resilience, ensuring that you can continue to move forward despite challenge. Adaptability is not just about surviving change, it's about thriving in it. It is the ability to move forward with confidence, even when the path isn't clear, and it is one of the most important skills you can develop. By embracing flexibility, staying open to new possibilities, and learning from your experiences, you can navigate life's challenges with grace and ease. Being adaptable not only helps you handle setbacks, but also empowers you to seize new opportunities and grow into a stronger, more capable version of yourself. Learning from mistakes is a fundamental part of growth and success. It is something we all encounter in one form or another, and it's often those very mistakes that teach us the most valuable lessons. In the face of failure, many people choose to give up or become discouraged. They view mistakes as setbacks, as signs that they are not good enough, or that they have failed. However, if you adopt a mindset where mistakes are seen as stepping stones rather than roadblocks, you will unlock immense potential for improvement and growth. The first step in learning from mistakes is to acknowledge them without judgment. It's important to understand that everyone makes mistakes, and it's a normal part of the learning process. What matters is how you respond to them. Instead of dwelling on the mistake or blaming yourself, step back and view it from an objective standpoint. What went wrong? What could you have done differently? This self-reflection is key to understanding the root cause of the issue, and it's this understanding that will allow you to make better decisions moving forward. When you make a mistake, it's easy to get stuck in a cycle of self-doubt. You might think that you're incapable or that success is just out of your reach. However, self-doubt only serves to hold you back. Instead of letting your mistake define you, use it as an opportunity to learn and grow. Think about the areas where you need to improve, whether it's a skill, an attitude, or a behavior. Focus on what you can learn from the experience to become better. Embrace the idea that mistakes are not final. They are simply part of the process of becoming who you need to be to succeed. One of the most valuable lessons you can learn from mistakes is resilience. Mistakes will inevitably happen, but it's your ability to bounce back from them that matters. Resilience is the strength to continue moving forward despite setbacks. When you make a mistake, rather than retreating or giving up, find the courage to stand back up and keep going. The most successful people are not the ones who avoid mistakes. They're the ones who persevere despite them. Every time you recover from a mistake, you build resilience, and this resilience is what will carry you through future challenges. Another important lesson is that mistakes often provide clarity. Sometimes when things go wrong, it forces you to reevaluate your approach or assumption. For instance, you might realize that a certain strategy isn't working as well as you thought, or that a skill needs to be developed further. This clarity is powerful because it helps you identify weaknesses or areas for growth that you might not have noticed before. Mistakes can act as a mirror, reflecting back the things you need to work on. And once you see these areas, you can focus on improving them. Moreover, learning from mistakes requires a shift in perspective. Instead of fearing failure or mistakes, See them as opportunities for feedback. Each mistake provides you with valuable data on what doesn't work. This feedback is essential for making informed decisions in the future. By viewing mistakes through this lens, you remove the fear and shame often associated with failure. You become more comfortable taking risks because you understand that mistakes are simply part of the path to success. It's also important to remember that not all mistakes are catastrophic. Often the most significant lessons come from small errors that don't seem too important at first glance. These small mistakes can accumulate over time, and when understood can lead to big changes in your approach, mindset, or behavior. Even the smallest failure can open doors to new strategies, better decisions, and smarter actions in the future. To learn from mistakes, you must also take responsibility for them. Avoid the temptation to blame others or external factors. While circumstances might play a role, acknowledging that you are responsible for your own decisions and actions gives you the power to control your future outcome. Taking ownership of your mistakes is not about placing blame, but about understanding that your choices shape your results. When you take responsibility, you take control, and that control allows you to make better decisions moving forward. Lastly, it's important to forgive yourself. Mistakes often come with a heavy dose of guilt, but self-forgiveness is crucial for moving forward. Don't let your mistakes keep you stuck in the past. Accept them, learn from them, and then let them go. Holding on to guilt or regret prevents you from focusing on the present and future. Self-forgiveness is not about excusing your mistakes. It's about releasing the negative emotions tied to them so that you can grow and move forward. Learning from mistakes is a lifelong process. The key is to not just make mistakes, but to analyze them, understand them, and use them to make better decisions in the future. When you change your mindset about failure and mistakes, you begin to see them as powerful tools for growth. Each mistake is a lesson in disguise, and by embracing them with a positive mindset, you will continue to grow, improve, and succeed. Overcoming obstacles is a critical part of any success journey. No path to success is without its challenges. You will encounter setbacks, difficulties, and moments when it feels like everything is working against you. These obstacles can come in many forms: personal struggles, external circumstances, or even self-doubt. But how you handle these obstacles is what ultimately determines whether you'll succeed or not. It's not the obstacle itself that defines you, but how you respond to it. The first step in overcoming obstacles is to shift your mindset. Instead of seeing obstacles as barriers, begin to view them as opportunities for growth. Every challenge you face is a chance to learn something new about yourself. It's an opportunity to build resilience, develop problem-solving skills, and become stronger in the process. When you approach challenges with this mindset, they stop being something to fear and become something to embrace. Instead of being overwhelmed, you begin to think, what can I learn from this? Or how can I use this challenge to grow? It's also important to remember that obstacles are often temporary. It can feel like a setback is the end of the road, but most of the time it's just a detour. When faced with a challenge, take a step back and assess the situation. What exactly is the obstacle? Is it something you can control, or is it something beyond your control? Understanding the nature of the problem can help you find solutions more effective. If the issue is within your control, think about the actions you can take to address it. If it's out of your hands, focus on how you can adapt and move forward. One effective way to overcome obstacles is by breaking them down into smaller, more manageable tasks. When you're facing a big challenge, it can seem overwhelming. It might feel like you're stuck in a situation with no way out. But if you break the problem down into smaller parts, it becomes easier to tackle. Think of it like climbing a mountain. If you focus only on the summit, it can seem impossible. But if you take one step at a time and focus on reaching the next rock or ledge, the climb becomes manageable. Similarly, when faced with a large obstacle, break it down into smaller steps and take one action at a time. Another crucial element of overcoming obstacles is perseverance. There will be moments when you feel like giving up, when it seems like the obstacle is just too big to overcome. But those are the moments when your determination matters most. It's easy to stay the course when things are going well, but real growth happens when you push through difficulties. Stay persistent and remind yourself of why you started. Focus on your long-term vision and don't let short-term setbacks derail your progress. In addition to perseverance, flexibility is key. Sometimes your original plan may not work, and you will need to adjust your approach. This doesn't mean failure. It just means that the path you're on isn't the best one, and it's time to find a new route. Flexibility allows you to adapt to changing circumstances without losing sight of your goals. It's about being willing to pivot and try new solutions when the old ones aren't working. Life rarely goes according to plan, but that doesn't mean you can't still reach your destination. Support is another vital component when overcoming obstacles. No one succeeds entirely on their own. You need to lean on others for help, advice, or simply emotional support. Whether it's a friend, mentor, family member, or colleague, having someone to turn to when things get tough makes the journey more manageable. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Sometimes, just talking about a problem can give you new perspectives and ideas on how to solve it. Remember that overcoming obstacles is a process. It takes time, effort, and patience. It's easy to want quick results, but true success is built over time, through a series of small victories and persistent actions. The process may be slow, but every step forward counts. Even when progress feels minimal, remember that you're still moving in the right direction. Keep pushing, keep learning, and keep growing. With the right mindset, determination, and support, you can overcome any obstacle that stands in your way. Self-care and mental health are often overlooked in the pursuit of success, but they are essential for long-term growth and happiness. It is easy to get caught up in the hustle trying to meet deadlines, chase goals, and push through obstacles. However, neglecting your mental and physical well-being can lead to burnout, stress, and even failure in the long run. Just as you would maintain a car to ensure it runs smoothly, your mind and body require regular care and attention to function at their best. One of the first steps in taking care of yourself is recognizing that self-care is not a luxury, but a necessity. Many people mistakenly think of self-care as indulgence or something that can be done only when there's time. However, self-care is about creating a foundation of well-being that supports everything you do. It is the act of giving yourself the same level of care, attention, and respect that you would give to others. When you take care of yourself, you are better equipped to take on challenges and handle the demands of your personal and professional life. A critical component of self-care is managing stress. Stress is a natural part of life, but chronic stress can have serious negative effects on your health. It can impair your ability to focus, reduce your productivity, and negatively affect your decision-making. Managing stress is about recognizing when you're reaching your limits and taking steps to recharge before things get overwhelming. This can be as simple as taking short breaks throughout the day, practicing mindfulness or deep breathing exercises, or even taking time off to rest and reset. You might also consider activities like yoga, meditation, or journaling that help calm the mind and center yourself. Mental health is just as important as physical health. It is often easier to ignore mental health struggles because they are invisible, but they can be just as debilitating as physical health issues. Stress, anxiety, depression, and self-doubt can all impact your ability to function at your highest level. Acknowledge that mental health is an ongoing journey, and it's okay to seek help when needed. Whether it's speaking to a counselor, joining a support group, or simply talking to a trusted friend, it's essential to address your mental well-being just as you would your physical health. Regularly checking in with yourself and identifying any mental health struggles can help prevent more significant issues down the road. Another important aspect of self-care is setting boundaries. It's easy to overextend yourself, especially when you are ambitious and have many responsibilities. However, constantly saying yes to every request or demand can lead to exhaustion and resentment. Learning to say no is an important skill. Setting boundaries means knowing your limits and respecting them. This can apply to work, personal life, and social obligations. By setting healthy boundaries, you protect your time and energy, ensuring that you can focus on what truly matters to you. It also helps prevent burnout and ensures that you have the mental and emotional space to recharge when necessary. Physical health plays a huge role in your overall well-being. You don't need to engage in extreme fitness regimens, but taking care of your body is essential. Regular exercise helps reduce stress, improve sleep, and boost your mood. It doesn't have to be complicated or time-consuming. A walk, a few stretches, or a short workout can have a significant impact on your physical and mental health. Additionally, eating a balanced diet, staying hydrated, and getting enough sleep are all critical factors that contribute to your physical health. Taking care of your body enables you to stay energized and focused, helping you perform at your best. Rest is also a crucial element of self-care. It's easy to fall into the trap of working long hours and sacrificing sleep or relaxation to get more done. However, insufficient rest can lead to decreased productivity, poor decision-making, and emotional burnout. Prioritizing sleep, taking naps when needed, and ensuring you have time to relax are all essential for maintaining a healthy balance. Remember, rest is not a reward for hard work. It is an essential part of the process. Your brain and body need time to recover and process the demands of the day. Without sufficient rest, it's difficult to perform at your peak and make sound decisions. Self-care also involves practicing self-compassion. We can be our own harshest critics, constantly pushing ourselves and never feeling good enough. Practicing self-compassion means treating yourself with kindness and understanding, especially during difficult times. It's about recognizing that you are human and mistakes, setbacks, and failures are part of the journey. Instead of beating yourself up, practice forgiveness and offer yourself the same encouragement and support you would give to a friend. Self-compassion helps reduce stress, increase resilience, and improve your overall sense of well-being. Finally, make time for things that bring you joy. Whether it's spending time with loved ones, pursuing a hobby, traveling, or simply relaxing, doing things that bring you happiness is an important part of self-care. These activities nourish your soul and provide balance to your life. When you make time for joy and relaxation, you prevent yourself from becoming consumed by work or stress. Doing things you enjoy recharges you and helps you return to your goals and responsibilities with renewed energy. Incorporating self-care into your routine doesn't require drastic changes. It's about making small, intentional choices each day to prioritize your well-being. By taking care of your mind, body, and emotions, you create a strong foundation for success. When you are mentally and physically healthy, you are in a better position to achieve your goals overcome challenges, and ultimately live a more fulfilling life. Staying accountable is one of the most powerful tools for success. When you have someone to answer to, it's far easier to stay motivated and committed to your goals. Accountability can take many forms. It can be in the shape of a mentor, a friend, a colleague, or even a system you set up for yourself. The important thing is that accountability provides structure and keeps you on track. Without it, it's easy to let procrastination, distractions, or self-doubt take over. The first step in staying accountable is to tell someone about your goals. By sharing your ambitions with others, you create a sense of responsibility. It's one thing to keep your goals to yourself, but when you speak them out loud to someone else, you're more likely to feel committed to achieving them. Whether it's a friend, family member, or colleague, having someone to check in with can keep you motivated. They don't need to be experts or provide you with constant advice. Sometimes, just knowing that someone is aware of your goals is enough to push you forward. However, accountability doesn't always need to come from an external source. You can also hold yourself accountable by creating systems that help track your progress. A simple journal or an app where you record your goals and actions can be a powerful tool. When you write down your tasks, you not only make them more tangible, but also create a way to track your consistency. Each time you check off a completed task, you'll feel a sense of accomplishment. It's like holding yourself accountable without relying on anyone else. Another way to stay accountable is by setting regular check-ins with yourself or someone else. This could be weekly, bi-weekly, or even monthly, depending on the timeline of your goal. During these check-ins, reflect on what you've accomplished and where you're falling short. Are you sticking to your schedule? Are there any obstacles that are consistently getting in your way? Regular reviews give you a chance to reassess your approach and make adjustments if necessary. These check-ins also give you an opportunity to celebrate the progress you've made, which is just as important as addressing areas that need improvement. When accountability is in place, it helps you stay focused. It's easy to let distractions get the best of you, especially when there's no one else holding you accountable. But when you know someone is going to ask about your progress, you're far more likely to keep your eyes on the prize. The pressure of not wanting to let others down can be a motivating force. In this sense, accountability helps you build discipline. It forces you to take your actions seriously and follow through with your commitment. It's also important to note that accountability helps you stay on track, even when things get tough. During difficult times, it's easy to give up or fall off course. But when you know that someone is counting on you, it can provide a sense of urgency. Whether it's a mentor encouraging you or a colleague reminding you of the bigger picture, accountability helps you push through challenges. Accountability can also drive you to strive for improvement. When you check in with someone or review your own progress, you can see where you can do better. It's not just about getting things done, it's about doing them well. Having someone to give feedback can be invaluable. Constructive criticism helps you grow and refine your approach. It reminds you that progress is a journey, not a destination. As you continue to improve, accountability pushes you to go further than you thought possible. Another key benefit of accountability is that it helps you avoid the trap of perfectionism. When we hold ourselves to unrealistic standards, it's easy to feel like we're not doing enough, even when we are making progress. But accountability encourages us to keep moving forward, even if things aren't perfect. It's about consistency, not perfection. With accountability, you can focus on the process rather than getting stuck in the details. As you build your success plan, remember that accountability isn't about pressure, it's about support. Whether it's a person, a system, or a set schedule, accountability allows you to stay connected to your goals and committed to achieving them. It helps keep you focused on what matters, especially when distractions and obstacles. So find your source of accountability and use it as a tool to stay motivated, committed, and on track towards success.